So welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. And it's the solstice. It's day 13 of Radiate. And it was kind of a shock this morning. Like, I've been seeing posts on social media and I'm aware that it was the solstice. But this morning, with the actual solstice, there was this deep sense of, oh, wow, it's the it's the solstice. It was raining this morning. So the solstice, and I've been really aware. Suddenly, I in that moment of realizing it was the solstice, I was like, oh, have I not been attending to the light? Did I miss something? And then I realized we've been doing it all on the inside. And then I rested into that, and that felt really satisfying. That it really isn't, and it never is, about what happens on the outside. It's about that, how does this feel in my body? How do I connect to my radiance and my inner spaces and my inner architecture and my inner well-being? And how does that radiate out into the world? Making true change and change the only place that we actually can. I was really, as I stood on the grass this morning I do fascia exercises and I do lymphatic things. I do all this stuff on the lawn in the morning. And I was just dwelling on the solstice and inner radiance. So come lie on the floor. We shall continue with this radiant theme. And great, nice, super, come. So arriving, feeling the floor. Getting a sense of this moment in your body. How in your body could you tell that it's the solstice from the outside? Are we connected in that way? Can we feel that? So just something. What in your body would tell you that it's the summer? What do you feel? I don't have an answer to that question, and I don't even have a solution to it, but I really like asking the question. I like it because it connects me to the rhythms of nature and the sense of the nature that I am as well. So bring your arms wide and out to the side. And then flatten your lower back down and arch into your lower back. Flatten your lower back down and arch. And as you do this, as we've been doing all week, how do you breathe and connect and move from the inside? Does your breath feel different on the arching than it does on the flattening? Does the shape of your insides change? Nice. Begin to rock your knees from left to right. And just feel that. As you slowly rock from one side to the other, how does your breath change from one side to the other side? What shapes and lines and connections can you feel with the breath? And I don't expect you to be breathing in any particular way, but I find that my breath lengthens when I start to try and feel it in poses. But I have no expectation as to what it will feel like or look like in you. It's just more the question that is interesting. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Pause. Nice. So walk your ankles so they're together and your thighs are together. And then drop both knees down to the right and turn your head towards the left and just breathe here. My big toes are together. My ankles are kind of together. My knees are kind of together. Slide your left foot up till you tuck your foot in behind the right knee. Bring your right hand across. Hold on to the outside of your left knee. And deepen your breath into this. Nice. So reach your left hand up towards the ceiling as high as it'll go. And then pull your left shoulder, then your left elbow to the floor. So just feel like you're reaching and then pulling your shoulder and elbow backwards. So as I reach, the left side is squeezing a bit. But as I drop my shoulder and then my elbow down, my left side is lengthening. And I exaggerate that lengthening by pulling a bit with my hand onto my left knee. So reach, I let my left knee lift a little bit. And then as I drop my elbow, drop my shoulder, I pull my knee deeper down. So reach, shorten the left side, and then sink your elbow down, lengthen the left side. And try it again. Reach and sink. Nice. Pause there. Really widening into that shoulder, widening into that side of your chest. Deepen into your breath. Really widen into your breath. Nice. Come back to center. Both ankles together, both knees together. How crooked do you feel right now? I feel really crooked. So drop your knees down towards the left. Arms are wide. Turn your head towards the right. So my knees are to the left. My feet are together. My ankles are together. My knees are together. Kind of, you know. And just deepen the breath into this. What is it like to map your inner spaces this morning? Nice. Slide. Bring your head back to center and then slide your right foot up. Tuck your right foot behind your left knee. Reach down with your left hand. Hold on to the outside of your right knee. Pause there. So you can keep your head, you can turn your head towards the right, or you can keep your head center. See what suits you. Like we were doing yesterday, every time you inhale, you fill into the pose, but you move in the pose. So my hips and my leg moves and my ribs move. And then as I exhale, the sinking action is also a movement of me, and I deepen into the pose that I'm in. So it's like as I inhale, my knee lifts a little bit. And then as I exhale, my knee drops into the range that it's moving in. Notice for you what happens. Can you feel your knee lift and drop every time you breathe? Nice. Turn your head to center. Bring your right arm up towards the ceiling. Reach as up as you can. You can even lift your head off the floor if you wish. And then pull your shoulder down, pull your elbow down. Reach, maybe lift your head. And then shoulder down, elbow down. Reach. Shoulder down, elbow down. Last time. And so as you reach, things shorten. As you drop, things lengthen. And then pause in that lengthening. Really feel the right knee moving towards the left, the right arm reaching deeply, a sense of connection through the whole right side of your body. Nice. Come back to center. Shimmy yourself around until you feel even or straight. See how that is. Nice. So stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then bring your right leg out towards the right. And then bring your right leg back to center. Bend your knee. Stretch your left leg long. Nice. Bring your left foot to the floor. Stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bring your right leg out towards the right. Come back to center. Bend your knee. Stretch the left leg long. And again, bring your left foot to the floor. Stretch your right leg. Right leg out towards the side. Come back to center. Bend your knee. Stretch long into the left leg. Pause there. Really pull the right knee deeply. Lengthen into the left leg. How would you deepen your breath into this? Left leg is floating, and you're pushing deeply down into your heel as you pull your right knee towards you. Nice. Bend your left knee, foot to the floor, stretch your right leg long, and bring your right leg out towards the right. Point into the right toes, flex into the right foot. Point into the right toes, flex into the foot, and then roll into your right ankle. Is there a moment where your leg feels strong and connected as you roll into your ankle? And then roll in the other direction. Nice. And then draw a circle with your right leg out towards the right. What kind of a circle does your right leg make over here towards the right? And breathing into your belly. How does your breath deep in your belly support the action in your leg? How would you breathe into the deep of that hip? I even feel like I'm breathing into the roots of the leg to support it. Change direction. How do you deepen your breath into your belly, into that hip to support the action in the leg? Nice. Bring your right ankle to the top of the left knee and then squeeze the left knee up towards you. Pause there. Again, breathing down into your belly, breathing down into that hip. How does that breath now move this shape in your body? So notice so I'm always really intrigued with, if I take a really deep breath into my belly, what changes shape, and then as I exhale, what changes shape, and it's always really intriguing. I'm like, oh, this is where this pose and breath is meeting each other. So I don't feel it so much in the hip. I feel it deeply in my lower back when I do this, deeply into the back of the pelvis, the sacrum. Like I feel like I'm inflating through the back of me, this sense of really widening. And then this really deep sense of sinking into the back of me. So notice for you, where does the breath move you? Nice. And then draw a circle with your legs here. And how does the breath and this movement meet? And then circle in the other direction. And then rock from side to side, and have a moment of a pause, have a breath, and then come back to center. Go to the other side, pause, have a breath. So really slow the movement down so you're taking an entire breath in the pause over to one side. And I'm trying to not go forward with my breath, but go down with my breath. It's like I'm trying to deepen all the way down to the pelvic floor, down into the deep inner thighs, down into my lower back again as I do this. Like how would I breathe into the outer hip, into the back of the pelvis? Nice. Come all the way back to center, both feet to the floor, arms are wide. Nice. Flatten your lower back down, arch into your lower back. Flatten your lower back down and arch. Rock your knees from side to side. Just have a sense of sinking one way, sinking the other way. Nice. So stretch the left leg up towards the ceiling and bring their left leg out towards the left. Bring your left leg to center, bend your knee, stretch your right leg long. Nice. Bend your right knee, foot to the floor, stretch your left leg up, leg out to the side. Come back up to center, bend your left knee, stretch your right leg long. And again. And as I'm doing this, I'm really meeting the sense of how do I breathe? How do I connect deeply to the strength of this movement? Bend your knee, stretch your right leg long, pause there. As always, when I start to really settle into this, I always seem to walk my shoulders away from my lower back. And so there's more drag upwards towards my shoulders rather than me trying to flatten my lower back down with effort. And then keep lengthening into that right leg, stretching into the right leg. Squeeze your left knee even deeper towards you. Nice. Bend your right knee, stretch your left leg up. Bring your left leg out to the side. Flex and point your toes. Roll your ankle in a circle. So there's a certain moment where my toes are pointing more towards the floor in my circle that suddenly my leg feels more connected. Can you feel that there's something that turns on in your leg as you do this? And then circle in the other direction. And again, in the other direction, also as my toes are pointed towards the floor, something really deep connects in my leg. It's just interesting. Nice. So draw a circle with this leg and notice how your breath and this movement meet. So this is my leg that I'm always listening to. It has many stories, this leg, and I feel the breath less in this leg. So I'm really going to focus. Well, and roll in the other direction. And I'm celebrating the small, tiny bits of breath that I can feel because this leg feels less. This hip feels less. So I'm like, oh, I can feel the breath there. I could feel the breath there. And so I'm celebrating that which I can feel here. Nice. Bend your left knee. Bring your left foot on top of the right knee. Squeeze the right knee up. Breathe here. Yeah, again, my breath moves backwards into the floor as I do this movement. I'm trying to squeeze my right knee as close as I can towards me and also really sink into my breath. And is it a vulnerability? Is it a tenderness? Is it a lack of holding or a different kind of, is it less braced or less contracted on the exhalation or something? There's something, I'm going to say more vulnerable, more tender as I exhale, whereas the inhale is like whereas the exhale is like it feels, yeah, that I meet more on the exhalation. What is it like for you? Nice. Continue to breathe and sense and draw a big circle with your legs. We haven't stood up yet this week. That's okay as well, but just to really comment, we haven't stood up yet this week. Roll the circle in the other direction. And then rock. Breathe deeply. Notice the shape of your breath this way. And then rock in the other direction. Notice the shape of your breath in this direction. Really mapping from the inside the sense of the movement in your body. And how do you feel that this shape is different when you go left? What's the architecture? What's enlivened and like clear, like motorways in the night when you see cars on motorways? You can see where the motorways are. So it's same as us when we're moving. The movement enlivens our inner structures and makes us go, oh, wow, there's a connection between my hip and the back of my back. And oh, I can feel that like a thread or a string right now. Eyes both feet to the floor. Wow, roll up, come up to sit. Roll into your ankles. And then roll in the other direction. We're just going to do a little bit of spinal stuff. So just drop your head down. Just let it fall forward. And breathe into the back of your body. So then sit up really tall, look up towards the ceiling. Nice. And then just move from rounding to looking up towards the ceiling. Rounding up towards the ceiling. And I feel like I'm leaning into something as I do this. As I go forward, I can go a little bit further forward. As I rise up, I feel more connection through the front of my torso. Rounding up. Nice. Go into a cross-legged position. Hands are forward, and then bring your arms wide. Bring the backs of your hands towards each other, and then bring your arms wide. And as you do this, like how graceful and like ballerina-like could you be as you do this? Like I want to sit up really tall, and I want to round. I want to sit up really tall. Feel a sense of inner grace as you do this. Like this deep diving in, and then this emerging, rising. Deep diving in, emerging, rising. Last one. Deep diving in, emerging, rising. Bring your hands to the heart, to your heart. And here on the solstice, the pause. So the solstice, as you listen to your heart, I'll tell you my version of my understanding of the solstice. So the sun has been moving slowly out to Inishir with us. So every day the sun is going further and further and further and further, and it slows down. So in March, the sun is like it's getting longer every day. It's moving really fast in that direction. It's like there's 45 seconds longer every day in March. Whereas now at the moment, there's only been 10 seconds. Maybe it's even 3 minutes. It's almost 3 or 4 minutes actually in March. Whereas now there's only 10 seconds in the day because the sun is slowing, pause. So it's the deep pause of the year. And then the sun comes back. And then it'll end up way over there near Uachtarard in the deep of the winter solstice. So let's just sit in the pause of the sun deep, bright, full. Even if we don't feel the actual sun, there is a big brightness to this moment in the day, in the pause of the year. Listen to your heart. Nice. The day the sun stands still. How beautiful. So have a great day. Yeah, enjoy. Great. Ciao, ciao.